slashed the skirt in a long diagonal to the opposite ankle, then filled in the space with a waterfall flounce of the thinnest black point d'esprit. He'd teased her about the flounce, saying he'd been forced to design it as camouflage for her size 10 feet. Heads began to turn, and she saw the exact instant when the crowd's curiosity changed to recognition. She slowly let out her breath. A hush fell over the gallery. A bearded photographer turned his Hasselblad from the French actress to Fleur and caught the picture that would take up the entire front page of the next morning's Women's Wear Daily. Across the room, Adelaide Abrams, New York's most widely read gossip columnist, squinted toward the arched doorway. It couldn't be. Had the real Fleur Savagar finally been flushed out? Adelaide took a quick step forward and bumped into a multi-millionaire real estate developer. She glanced wildly about for her own photographer, only to see that Nafka from Harper's Bazaar already bearing down. Adelaide plunged past two startled socialites and, like Secretariat going for the Triple Crown, made the final dash to Fleur Savagar's side. Fleur had been watching the race between Harper's and Adelaide Abrams, and she didn't know whether she was relieved or not to see Adelaide winning. The columnist was a shrewd old bird, and it wouldn't be easy to put her off with half-truths and vague answers. On the other hand, Fleur needed her.
"Fleur, my God, it really is you. I can't believe what I see with my very own eyes. My God, you look wonderful."
"So do you, Adelaide." Fleur had a vaguely Midwestern accent, pleasant and slightly musical. No one listening would have guessed that English wasn't her first language. The bottom of her chin met the top of Adelaide's henna'd hair, and she had to lean down for their air kiss. Adelaide pulled her toward the back corner of the room, effectively cutting her off from the other members of the press. "1976 was a bad year for me, Fleur," she said. "I went through menopause. God forbid you should ever go through the hell I did. It would have lifted my spirits if you'd given me the story, but I guess you had too much on your mind to spare me a thought. Then when you finally show up again in New York—" She shook her finger at Fleur's chin. "Let's just say you've disappointed me." "Everything in its proper time." "That's all you have to say?" Fleur gave what she hoped was an inscrutable smile and took a glass of champagne from a passing waiter. Adelaide grabbed a glass of her own. "I'll never forget your first Vogue cover if I live to be 100. Those bones of yours, and those great big hands. No rings, no nail polish. They shot you in furs and a Harry Winston diamond choker that had to cost $250,000. I remember. No one could believe it when you disappeared. Then Belinda—" A calculating expression crossed her face. "Have you seen her lately?" Fleur wouldn't talk about Belinda. "I was in Europe most of the time. I needed to sort out some things." "Sorting out, I can understand. You were a young girl. It was your first movie, and you'd hardly had a normal childhood. Hollywood people aren't always sensitive, not like us New Yorkers. 6 years, then you come back, and you're not yourself. What kind of sorting takes 6 years? Things got complicated." She gazed across the room to signal the subject was closed. Adelaide switched direction. "So tell me, mystery lady, what's your secret? Hard to believe, but you look even better now than you did at 19. The compliment interested Fleur. Sometimes when she looked at her photographs, she could glimpse the beauty others saw in her, but only in a detached way, as if the image belonged to someone else. Although she wanted to believe the years had brought greater strength and maturity to her face, she hadn't known how others would view the changes. Fleur had no personal vanity, simply because she'd never been able to see what all the fuss was about. She found her face too strong. The bones that photographers and fashion editors raved about looked masculine to her. As for her height, her large hands, her long feet, they were simply impossible.